4 minutes late. Yep, a little bit late. Give it a minute to get started. Make sure I did that right. Okay, guys, we're running a few minutes late. Yep. All right, so as people roll in, we're going to jump right into the main topic, and then we'll do the fan feedback. If anyone's new here, well, I'm sure no one new here is coming in. How many scripts have you done for Doomsday Kingdom so far? Completed. We're going to get to the scripts, not scripts, we're going to get to the comment section in a few minutes. I do want to cover up a little update and then go right into our Walking Dead topics, and then we're going to have a free-for-all. As far as scripts, that's a little... Like, do you mean officially done and polished? Just a handful. I think I'm up to like 8, but I keep tweaking them. So it would be wrong for me to say, like in issue 2, there's a part in the garage. That's new. There was a part at a pharmacy, an altercation at a pharmacy. That was the original scene that you know, so I switched around. As far as outlined and rough draft, we have 67-ish, somewhere around there. I keep forgetting what the exact number. It doesn't even matter, though, because there's a few of them that are just simply like 2-sentence, what happens here. But in my brain, I know the entire, every single little scene. Anyway, all right, we got enough people in here. If you're new here, this is Mapp Live Weekly, where we talk about The Walking Dead. Now, before we were doing, and this is something I thought of recently, we were doing Walker Withdrawal Wednesdays. I like to get at least one video a week no matter what. That's Walking Dead related, zombie related, you know, always, absolutely, that's never going to change on this channel. And I'm thinking, since we do the live show on Sundays, let's consolidate the Walker Withdrawal Wednesday. Let's consolidate that into the live show. This way, when The Walking Dead is on the air, or Fear of the Walking Dead is on the air, we have something to talk about live. And then when it's off the air, every week throughout the week, when we get news announcements and stuff that we can't do individual videos on, we'll cover it definitely on this channel. That way you guys know as an audience, is Ronnie going to talk about this? Is he going to talk about this? I'll compile it, and every week we're going to sit down and talk about it here. And this is what this time slot will be reserved for. Before, I thought, let's mix it up with let's plays and stuff like that, and I got a few comments that I think they are right. New people coming to the channel would be confused if they get in here on a video game, Mapp Gaming, on a Sunday, and then we go into the Walking Dead stuff. They'll be like, no, I want the, you know, video game stuff back. So this time slot will always stay Walking Dead officially for the first 30 to 40 minutes, and then after, it'll turn into a free-for-all. All live streams on this channel pretty much turn into a free-for-all after a while. But anyway, once we get enough people in here, yeah, we got a good amount of people. We're going to go into what the title is of this particular video, the main topic. Not even the main topic, because we're going to cover the Season 8 poster that's in the thumbnail. I'm going to show you guys in a second, but why Gimple was promoted. We're going to dive right into this little nugget real quick, because I see a lot of fans who still believe this is Gimple is being fired and they're just bullshitting us. And like I said it before, my position still stands on that. If you feel that way, I definitely understand. If you got proof, or if you have evidence, or if you have any speculation, I am definitely open-minded. I'll hear you out. Absolutely. However, if you want to know what I think this means, and I don't think we talked about this enough or touched on this enough, but Gimple being the chief content officer, this is the future of The Walking Dead without our main show. And I was just watching a couple clips from like Season 1 and Season 2, and there was just something missing or something different with The Walking Dead as a franchise. There was just something fresh and interesting, and just, I don't know, there was just an element that is missing. Absolutely. Yeah, I got a Joel flannel on. There's just an element that's missing. And The Walking Dead, I don't know, sometimes it has it and sometimes it doesn't have it now. But I do believe that part of, and this is the main important part that we haven't discussed, I do believe that part of Gimple being chief content officer is to set up what's coming in the future for The Walking Dead, a plan B even, or a plan C. And what I mean by that is if they have something fall apart in the main show, let's say it just slowly dies out over the next 2 or 3 years. The Walking Dead franchise, and we've talked about this, it's here to stay for the next 50 years to 100 years. His job is to keep this going, this boat, you know, keep Titanic afloat. That's Gimple's job. So if The Walking Dead starts failing a little bit, you see them, and it's almost a perfect timing as well. The ratings are starting to slump for the main show as well as heavily for the spinoff. Now look at what they did. They combined the spinoff with the main show to help the spinoff. But now with the main show, what are they doing? And this is where I think it's a plan B with Gimple. You got Gimple, make him the chief content officer. So you have stuff that's starting to, in a way, it's you know, I don't want to use words like it's falling apart, it's going down, because that's not as accurate. It's just not as popular as it was, you know, a year or 2 years ago. No, probably 2 or 3 years ago at its prime, which is what some people say. So let me cut this screen off. So if you look at what they're doing, now they're combining the two shows. Now they're having him as the chief content officer. I do believe he's going to look over the world of The Walking Dead as a whole, but I do believe his position is there for what comes after as well, that plan B. And that's where I think is the saddest thing. A world without the Walking Dead that we knew and loved. The main characters, the main cast, the original show. It's hard to beat the original with anything. I mean, it really is. You can almost never top it sometimes. Sometimes you can create something that is as enjoyable, but the nostalgia or just whatever, it never beats the original show. That's a sad thing to think about. As a big fan of The Walking Dead, I'm like, oh man, I don't want to think about stuff like that. But those are my final thoughts. You guys can let me know what you think about the Gimple situation. I do believe he is put in there to help the ship steer the right direction, not only with The Walking Dead on air, but after the original cast is gone. You know, maybe even the original show altogether is gone. What are they going to do next? What other show? What other movie project or, you know, short project or something? Wait, we got a Charity Owens super chat. I just started watching The Wire because of your recommendations. I really love it. I love your channel. Keep up the super work. Awesome. I got this binder here, part of the new project that we're starting. Like I said, for those who haven't heard the announcement, it's going to be about 2 more weeks. Content on this channel is going to be a little iffy. Same thing with the Patreon. It's going to be a little iffy. It's a little rocky right now. The 2 weeks, give or take, we're going to start putting out the new content. Not new content, but it's basically a new set structure and schedule. It's what I've been trying to do, but I think we got it now with the Mapp Gaming and the discussion videos on this channel. In about 2 to 3 weeks, you'll start to see videos coming out every other day and then every day, and it'll be on a constant, you know, pace like that. And after we do that for a couple months, you'll start to see the schedules frequently and consistently. That's what we're working towards. We're rolling out the content, then we're rolling out the scheduling. So I want to be able to tell you guys ahead of time, this is what's on Thursday, this is what's on Friday, this is what's on Saturday, to give you like a little guide. At least 3-day notice at the very minimum. So we're getting there. I see a lot of people putting Dr. Disrespect in the thing. I don't sub to anybody on Twitch. I don't watch Twitch. If they take their clips and put them on YouTube, I watch it on YouTube, yeah. I've seen a few of his PUBG videos recently, excuse me, since I started playing Fortnite. And then I started checking out PUBG, because the jumping in Fortnite looks so stupid and I hate it. I hot cringe every time I have to jump and kill someone with a shotgun. You look like 2 idiots just jumping up and down with shotguns. It's the worst thing. It makes Fortnite look like, I don't know, a retarded children's game, you know? So I just go, a hot cringe. I went and checked out PUBG because they said it's more realistic. It does look clunky, and I did see that before. It's a game. But long story short, he has some funny stuff on there. I don't think I could sit there and watch 2 hours, you know what I mean? But I can definitely check out some of the highlights, the clips. There is only one, there's a handful of YouTube gamers that I can actually watch, like, whatever they put out, as long as, you know, whatever length. One is Muselk. I don't know if I'm saying that right. He's got a friend that is named Creator and Bazzer. I think those are the names. They do a couple Fortnite videos. I haven't laughed that hard in a long time, especially just watching them play a video game and the shit they say, especially the charisma between those three. It's better than SNL or, you know, whatever comedy shit that real professional Hollywood puts out. It's better than any comedy movie that they've put out in the last 10 years or SNL sketches. Just them playing video games and the shit they say. Freaking insane. But yeah, as far as Dr. Disrespect, I don't know if I even have an opinion. I think his comeback video was real weird. His comeback video was real weird. Does anyone sub to Dr. Disrespect on Twitch? Yeah, he's coming back February 5th. I'm fine. I mean, I don't care if his family life, you know, that's on them to. I'm not married to him. I don't give a fuck, you know. That's on them to figure out. So, the only thing I have to say though is his comeback video was weird as shit. It makes it almost seem as if he wanted to go on vacation, so he faked the video. That was the first thing I thought, because now I was seeing it and I'm like, was that fake now? Because I don't know. The comeback video was just weird. It was as if his wife said, you know, you're building up this little thing. I want you to start putting me in the videos, you know, give me some attention on the channel. I want to be more of an emphasis, you know, so that way the bitches stay away or something. I don't know. What do we got? Dude, guys, I missed the first few seasons because characters weren't talking in rhymes all the time. I mean, I honestly missed the Mazzara era. That's saying something. Oh, okay. You're lucky you ended it with that, because listen, I always say season 3 is the one I enjoy the least. There is solid stuff that I enjoy in season 3. The back and forth between Merle and Daryl, it's some of my favorite shit. It's like when it goes over to the governor's storyline, there's so many elements where I'm just like, blah, why? David Morrissey, though, I love his portrayal. I almost spit on you guys. I love his portrayal as the governor. Absolutely love it. Oh, all right. You know what? We're starting to go all over the place. Will I be reviewing Fear the Walking Dead? I might be. Probably. They're making some changes, and I'm really interested at what they're going to do. And Morgan is one of my all-time favorite characters. We're definitely going to have to, you know, yeah, let's just say, yeah. We're going to be doing a live show. That's it, though. No analyzed videos, nothing like that. We're going to do the live 1 hour afterwards, and that's it. Oh, that's another thing. Lawsuits. I had this page pulled up. Frank Darabont is going after, or is trying to sue The Walking Dead for another, why isn't that? For another $10 million added on top of the $280 million. It just had to do with something that was in Kirkman's lawsuit that his lawyers were able to take out and readjust some figures or something like that. So he tacked on another $10 million lawsuit onto that. I do have a feeling like they're going to settle out of court somehow with, I don't know. AMC is standing behind as this is just a bullshit lawsuit, you know, 100%. So that's a small little tidbit. The only other thing, I'm going to go dark in a minute. I want to show you guys images. I got a lot of people asking me what I think of these, so I want to show you guys the images, and then we're going to get into the fan feedback. Let's knock that down and bring this up. I'm going to go dark for a second. Hold on. All right, so here's the new artwork for season 8 episode, or the second half of season 8. I like this artwork. I really like this artwork. I can see this being on the steelbook case or something. This artwork is incredible. My mercy prevails over my wrath, and then you have the characters here. This is just a new promo banner. It's not, you know, there's no hints or nothing in the story, but I think it's awesome artwork. I think this is a new image of Carl recently released, but this is from when he got bit, I believe. Now, this is important. This is Carl writing his letter. I only want to show you guys this because I think Rick is holding the letter later on. Now here's Michonne, Rick, and Carl laying on, I believe that's the bed he got for Sadiq. And then we got Carol and Morgan, and yes, I do believe that Carol and Morgan are going to try to break Ezekiel out. I do think they're actually going to be successful, and they're going to break him out before he can get to the kingdom. I like this image here, and I really do hope this is a real cool part in some episode coming up. I like the swamp, you know, I don't know, there's something about that. I can already tell there's going to be a swamp walker coming out. I think we even seen a clip with Rosita. It's a little predictable, but I'm real curious to see what they do with that. King Ezekiel standing in front of Gavin. This is probably when Morgan and Carol are watching over him. Here's Maggie contemplating what to do at the hilltop. I don't know if you've seen these images. She looks pretty sad. She's probably, well, yeah, they took a loss last we saw them. And then here's her writing in the book. Maybe she's going over crops or resources or something. I don't know, something or other. Or maybe she's keeping a diary. Who knows? Here's another image with Rick, Carl, and Michonne. It looks like they're coming out at nighttime, which is odd. I thought they would come out during the daytime. And I guess this is one of the houses burning down immediately after Negan bombs it. And maybe Negan thinks that they escaped, so they went off chasing after them. And here's where I think Rick is reading Carl's letter. See his thumb down here? I showed this off in another video before. Does it show the whole picture? I thought maybe Rick was putting someone down and he was holding a knife. I do now believe Rick is actually holding Carl's letter. Why would they have Carl write a letter if Rick doesn't read it after Carl's already dead? So I think this is what this is. Carl has died, and they're going to bury him in Alexandria, you know, at Alexandria, I would imagine. This is a part of the church that was exploded or some shit like that. And this is him reading the letter that's going to help affect him and change his mind. And my mercy prevails over my wrath. Since Carl had that bonding experience with Sadiq, I do believe Carl is going to write something in the letter, like maybe my mercy prevails over my wrath. Tie that into something that Carl wants to tell Rick. Excuse me. And then based off of that, Rick is repeating the words that he read from the letter. My mercy prevails over my wrath. And that's the state we got him in episode 1 with the red eyes. And he looks like he's just exhausted and worn down. And he's repeating those words from Sadiq. Look at this freaking awesome artwork right here. Oh, man. Lord have mercy. That's freaking kick-ass. Anyway, let's get back up on the screen here. So you guys let me know what you think about that. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I feel bad for Carl. Enid was a little cutie pie. She's growing up into a beautiful young lady. I don't know anything about her, if she has any other projects in the works or before The Walking Dead. I don't know if this is even her bigger role. I was impressed with some of the subtleties. Enid was the actress playing Eden. I apologize, I don't know her name. Some of the subtleties in the scene with her and Aaron. Some of the dialogue is a bit iffy, but I think the way she portrayed that character, I think there's an improvement. If you go back and watch the scene with her and Glenn in the church, and then her and Aaron in the car, I think there's some serious improvement there. Why are you so beautiful, Ronnie? It's my Joel shirt. It's my Joel shirt, baby. My Joel shirt. I only got 2 Joel shirts, but I love the Joel shirts. Anyway, Ronnie, are you going to do a comic collection update? Yeah, we usually do it every January. Once a year. It's an annual video. I'm going to try to get that in coming up in the next few days because January is almost over. Let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats, and then we'll dive into the comments. Yeah, I did miss one from 74 Tibbs. They killed off my 2 fave characters in 1 episode. Can you imagine mini prequel series about Glenn and Abe? You should try Inside. Great game. Oh, I got Inside, and I agree. It's a great game. I love those little platformer... Wait a minute, what the hell? Oh, something happened with my screen. I love those little platformers, the side-to-side, side-scrollers. Is that... I give up. I give up. Me and English don't vibe well. Okay. I was thinking about recently, but you mean Abe and Glenn. What do you mean a prequel series about Abe and Glenn? They never knew each other before, so it would be about them separately, but still we would see them. Kaylin Nakin is her name. Oh, good for her. No, thanks for telling me her name. Got it locked in memory. I guarantee I don't remember that. This is also stupid, and I didn't even like Carl. His sudden change from kill them all to I want to work with Negan is so unrealistic. It hurts. Sorry, I'm a little stuffed up. I feel like I'm getting sick, and I hate that. I haven't been sick in like 7 years, like flu-wise, you know? Anyway, I agree with you. I do agree with you. It's rough. We had... It's just rough, man. Take everything as a whole. And this is what frustrates me, and it makes me feel like they need more of an oversight. They have a showrunner, but they needed more of an oversight because you had a lot of people hyping the Carl and Negan back and forth, right? How Carl's like, in his best Batman impersonation, take me, kill me, and then Negan was moved and shit like that. I like that scene. I do. But not when I marathon it and I watched Negan try to kill Carl a few episodes previously. That scene, when I marathon it, it loses all its value. It's like Negan doesn't give a fuck. Fuck's he care? He was gonna crack his skull open. At least in the comic, Negan was like, Rick, I wasn't really gonna kill Carl. You know, I wasn't really gonna have my guys run a train on him. I was just fucking with you to push you over the edge, da-da-da-da. At least when Negan does that shit, you kind of see, like, the duality there. But we don't know. There was no, I wasn't really gonna crack his skull open. The tiger came out of nowhere. I mean, I shit myself on some real shit. You know, we didn't get any of that. So I sit here and I see this back and forth between Negan and Carl, and it's like, why the fuck would Negan even care? He almost cracked his skull wide open, you know, 2 days, 3 days before this, there, timeline-wise, you know? So it's, I don't know, it's frustrating. You get a different vibe when you do marathon them, and then when you watch them separately, weeks apart, or if you don't get a chance to watch it. So for people who say it feels forced for Carl to act the way he did in season 6 and 7, and then now be all about, let's pick strawberries with Negan, yes, I gotta see where they go with it, because right now there's massive holes. Anyway, I like the artwork, and the quote, steelbook case would kick ass. Yes, it was. Yes, it would. Was. Where did Carl's change of heart come from? This makes no sense. That's another thing. Where is the change of heart? And I think that's what the letter is supposed to do. Sizzle. Do you think Morgan should have taken Carl's death to do All Life is Precious storyline for Rick and the cell at Alexandria more and more? I think he would have been a better fit. As much as I don't want Lenny James off the cast. I mean, he is anyway, so you might as well kill him. I'd rather kill him off than send him over to Fear. You know, but at least I get to see him in Fear, so that's cool. And I will watch and support for Lenny James. I think he's got fantastic charisma. I love him as Morgan. Absolutely great. But yeah, you could have either used Morgan or, which would be another one that's a little rough. You know, you need to fill out his story to make that work. But I think a better one is what I've been saying for a while. Law and Order, you know? When someone breaks the law, you drag him out in the street and shoot him. No. We're better than Negan. We're better than that. We're going to set up laws. You break the laws, da-da-da. And that is the symbolism for them working together and getting everything done. Ronnie's prettier than Enid. Oh, bullshit. Thank you, though. Yeah, most of us could have popped out 2 or 3 in this time, but good spin. The mercy prevails over my wrath seems like spoiler for the end of the season. Yeah, even the way they announced it seemed like it. Ronnie, are you concerned about them ending net neutrality and how it will affect your channel? No, that's real complicated to get in. There's so much to it. No, I'm not worried at all. Maggie is going to, I mean, that's not to say people shouldn't stay active and, you know, look into things and do what, if you look into it, do what moves you, whatever side you land on. You know, I personally don't know enough right now. as far as all the details to tell you what side to pick. But you guys know what you want to do. Look into it, and then, you know, but I'm not worried as far as being worried. Maggie is going to be big on these last 8 episodes, and also Sydney from Oceanside will make it to have a big part in the show. You think so? Ronnie, will you play any Resident Evil? The old ones are great. We might pop on some of the older ones to mess around, and then the new one we're definitely going to cover a little bit after Outlast. Elisa Jet. One thing I was upset about seeing in All Out War is not getting Morgan and Rick together, and also, as you had said, Daryl and Dwight. Maybe still could, I don't know. What do you mean, like the finale or the final ending, or how are they going to do the Daryl and Dwight? One thing I was upset about seeing in All Out War is not getting Morgan and Rick together, and also, as you had said, Daryl and Dwight. Maybe still could, I don't know. Yeah, you know what? More and more, it seems like they're pushing away from the Daryl and Dwight storyline. They have something there. But like I said, I was a little shocked they went with Rosita instead of Daryl for bringing Dwight in, you know. Thank you very much for that super chat. I just noticed that. Hooked it up with a $20 super chat. Elisa Jet. I'm saying that right now, right? Elisa Jet. I remember you said it was Lisa, right? Yes, Ronald. The super Ronald Tooth. Super chats and Patreon, especially with the way YouTube handles shit. Oh my god, they're slamming me with what is it? The yellow dot. Oh my god, it's like, let's talk about this comic book cover. No money for you. And it's like, what is in that? There's nothing even in the tags that's bad. What are you talking about? Carl was on his deathbed all season, yet he was helping Sadiq for no reason from the jump. Ronnie, have you seen the French zombie film called The Horde? Yes, I watched that a long time ago, and I remember really enjoying it. I mean, really enjoying it. Why does Seaside fight Bone Spurs? I don't know. Ronnie, who gets the sheriff's hat? Well, it's got to get put to rest. I mean, that's Carl's thing, you know? I don't know. Dig a grave. I think the sheriff's hat should go on the grave marker. When will we see it play Friday the 13th? It's gonna be a couple weeks probably coming up, and the reason for that is because I'm setting it up, and we're gonna tier it out. I guess, I don't know. We're setting it up with Fortnite seems to be some entertaining videos, but they're also really easy to make because it's fast paced. It's battle royale. And you can have a good 15-minute video, and I could probably make like 3 of those in one day if I spend that whole day. So that's 3 days worth of videos to do. So now if I do that, if I take the time out, now I can go, okay, I got 3 videos for 3 days. Let's work on a Friday the 13th. Let's work on the Outlast. Let's work on The Last of Us as far as for the gaming side. So then I got, now within 1 week, I got 2 or 3 weeks worth of material. Now I can focus on the other stuff. So the way I've been doing it right now, it's tiered. I still need another week or 2. And I am working on videos that we will be putting out. And once we start putting them out, I'm going to be ahead of you guys. I'll have like 5 videos done ahead of time. And then I can tell you what's coming up. And we can start doing that with the Patreon rewards, with the early access, and get everything going. But it will be a couple weeks because the Outlast, the Fortnite, and The Last of Us is going to come first, and we're going to sprinkle in a few Friday the 13th here and there. Saying that Carl's death completely changes the show's total bullshit. They're basically going to keep following the comics and pass on his comic arc to different characters. I will agree that Carl's death completely changes the show. I really agree. I will agree. I don't think... I don't know where you're getting that from, if like you're saying people are saying that, and then yes, if that's being said, I don't agree with that. I do agree with, in the comic, it is being set up as if Carl's going to take over. Now, more and more recently, and that's what the New Beginning, more and more recently, it kind of feel like Carl's taken a back seat and he's experimenting with other people and filling it out to where Carl's in it, but it is other characters, and we're going to follow this community rather than follow any Grimes family members. As far as it changing the whole show, no. They will just sprinkle it between the different characters. And what Carl does in the comic, it doesn't actually affect the storyline in that way. You can have the story without Carl rather easily. The main thing is the disappointment of not getting to see that come to life. I still want to make that clear, because as a comic fan, I'm definitely disappointed we're not going to see comic Carl on screen. His best parts are coming up. You know what I'm saying? Ethan Draper. Now that it seems Negan will survive, do you think they will make it at all believable that Rick would show him mercy after all that has happened? I think there is potential to make it work. Sure, there's always potential. Right now, I feel like they're in a really rough spot for me to believe it. Like I said, I was fine with Law and Order. I think that is perfectly fits what's coming up with them as a community. You know, you can't kill every single savior. You can't. What are you gonna do? Hunt them down? What if they just found me? I'm not even really a savior. I've only been with them for a week. You know, I wasn't even there when they caught you. I wasn't there at the roadblocks. But now I gotta go to war. Are you guys going to hunt them down? I mean, when does it stop? No. You take out the leader. You pick somebody or people, multiple people, if they want a council that you can work with. Now we have civilization, and what do you do after that? You got to have a court of law. Someone breaks the law, you punish them. And then you have to have righteous punishments, not just let's kill everybody for every crime. That is extremely problematic in a civilized society. It's just, I'm fine with that. It makes sense. It absolutely makes sense. Taking a character who wanted to kill Negan and didn't have anything that changed his mind that we saw, all of a sudden say, let's work together with him. After the Glenn, I mean, imagine this. Go back and watch Carl talking about the end of season 6, Carl telling his dad, that's never going to happen to any one of our group again. And then Carl sneering at Negan with the lineup. And then afterwards, Carl telling Enid, I saw it. Watch that whole interaction with all of their conversations together. When I rewatch those scenes, I am almost positive they did not know they were going to kill Carl Grimes when they wrote those scenes, because it feels so out of place when you rewatch it. That's all I'm asking you to do. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. Go and rewatch those scenes with Carl from season 6 to 7, especially when he's talking about watching Glenn die and when he's on the road with Enid. And then now look at how Carl is acting. Something is missing, but what? I mean, what the hell is missing? I can't figure it out. What do we got? 74 Tibbs, for how long you are smoke free. What is your favorite juice? Well, I bummed a cigarette today, so I guess not very long. But I'm not buying smokes and shit. So, and what is your favorite juice? Right now, it's called Nasty Juice, and it's got strawberry low mint called Trap Queen. Fucking hell! I was gonna quit the vape because I only used vape to quit smoking cigarettes, and that shit worked like a charm. And then I found this shit called Nasty Juice that tastes incredible, and I'm like, nope, I'm gonna buy another bottle. I'll quit next month. I personally don't give a fuck. You know, I hit the vape a few times when I'm just sitting here chilling or outside, at a restaurant or fucking anywhere. I don't know. But yeah, Nasty Juice, Trap Queen. That's all-time favorite vape juice that I found. Yoda with a $5 super chat. Just finished another playthrough of The Last of Us, and it's just as amazing as I remembered. What do you think the plot of The Last of Us 2 will be? A lot of fans, first off, thank you very much for the $5 super chat, Yoda and 74 Tibbs. A lot of fans think that, it's going to be about Ellie's mother and then Ellie. And I have to say, I have faith they can make that work, but I don't want that. I don't want to flash in the past and then flash forward to Ellie. I just don't, you know? If you want to make a story about Ellie's mother, make that a DLC. I'll play the shit out of that. I'll buy it. I'll support it. I don't even need to see a trailer. You know what I mean? Like, this is the team that made The Last of Us. I'm good. I'm buying whatever you put out. Make it a full game for all I care with Ellie's mother. I'll buy and play and support that. I just don't want to bounce around in the storyline, you know? I want to stay focused with Ellie if she's the main character. Hopefully we get a little bit of Joel play-through-wise. I don't know. It just... As far as the storyline, I think Ellie, Joel, Tommy set up some type of life. And I do think that there was some records left at the whatever. And Fireflies hunted them down. Ellie had a life going on. And someone she loved got killed, and it makes Ellie want to seek revenge, and that's maybe her girlfriend got killed, and then she goes, and that's it. It's a vengeance. It's a hateful vengeance storyline. I think that is possibly something we're going to get. Dude, guys, I'm interested in making you custom Doomsday Kingdom figures and sending them your way. I can't promise they'll be good, but I'd like to try. Try away. I think that would be awesome to see figures of Doomsday Kingdom characters. That would be kick-ass. Absolutely. No pressure, though. No pressure. Especially the Rider. I think he would look badass. Melanie Grimes with a $10 super chat. Can't wait for the daily vids. I miss y'all face. Thank you very much for that. And I honestly can't wait. If 2 days go by, I'm just sitting here like, oh my God, I gotta get something posted, or I don't know, I go nuts. I was gonna do this live stream, and I'm like, they've forgotten about me. 5 people will show up. They'll be like, oh, Ronnie, shit, you're still doing content? Irrelevant. Anyway. What do we got? Ronnie, do you think Rick would have a harder time putting down Carl before he turns or after he turns? By the way, love your channel and your personality. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Always, Irvin. Rick putting Carl down before he turns or after? Well, he's got to die completely. They did that with Bob, too. So I think it's that period where they die, but they don't turn yet, just like Bob. And I do think that Rick will be the one to put him down, or Carl will pull in Andrea, which again, it's just, I don't know. I'm really curious to see what they do, because I want something different, I think. Hey Ronnie, are you planning on releasing a few copies of Day and Night variants for DDK? Would love to get one for each of the collection purposes. Message us at doomsdaykingdom@gmail.com. We'll send you an email. I think we got 4 or 5 people. We're going to send out a couple emails to everyone who messages saying we're interested in a copy. And we'll send out an email a few minutes before we restock them. But once we restock them, that's it. The last 10 or 12 copies that's all we're printing. So unless something comes up in the future and we print something, I don't know. Sheriff hat gets its own grave. Laugh out loud. Yes, it does. What Walking Dead webisode story is your favorite? Probably the Bicycle Girl, just because it has that. It was the first time where I go, oh my God, yeah, because I didn't know they were making the connection until the end really hit me. And then with the others, I was looking for a connection, and it wasn't as powerful. You know what I mean? Ray Inaman says Carl almost died. That's what changed. You're gonna have to explain that. That doesn't, for me, that's just not good enough. What are your thoughts on the government shutdown? I don't have any thoughts on that. Who cares? What do you think about Chandler being let go 2 weeks before his 18th birthday, especially such a popular character? Maybe they didn't want to give him. I do believe they didn't know they were gonna kill him off. Like I said, when you marathon it, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's as if they brought in a new writer and he didn't like or didn't even know what they were doing with him before, and they just did something totally different. As far as them not wanting to pay him an adult rate, It could be something about money. I feel like it has something to do with a little more than money, though, you know? That could be it, absolutely. Sure, I don't know. I do know adults, it's not just like all adults make, you know, way more money and that's the way it is. I do know it is based on your role. It's based on, when you break it down, like when you're first going into the job, if you're an extra, it really is broken down as far as the union, the Screen Actors Union or whatever it is, SAG, right? It's broken down to how many words you say. That's like, you'll get like $900 or something, as opposed to just standing there. You'll get like $600. If you have 2 sentences, you'll get like $1,600. Some shit like that. It's broken down by sentences. It's not those exact figures, but just to give you an idea, it's been a couple years since I read all the whatever, but it's broken down in such fine detail. But it's also based on your popularity as well on top of that. If you are vital to the story, you can ask for a lot of money. You know, you could possibly risk it. If the company you're working for is making $1 billion profit and they were only paying you 50 grand, you can ask for $1 million or $5 million. They're still making, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars. So just him being an adult isn't giving him a boatload of money, but I do think it's probably giving him more maybe than they wanted to pay him. But I can't see it being that much more unless he wanted more, you know, which is something we haven't heard from. So I don't know. It's just all speculation. Oh, thank you again, Melanie. We got that one. CA5 CA. What is that again? Canada, right? Dylan Colson says, first off, glad we got my DK order sorted out with my zip code. Yeah, I don't know what that was. The first zip code you gave me, they refused that, and then the way I got it shipped is I couldn't do it through their system. I had to do it in person and get it printed out. I don't know why. But your zip code was rejected like 5 times. Second, have you seen the French horror film Raw? No, I heard about it though. It's a great story of a vegan turning cannibal. Oh, nice. I heard about something like that though. What do you think about Chandler? Okay, we've covered that. Fast zombies only work when it's an infection, like 28 days later. Dead zombies just don't make sense logically, cause how the body stiffens, etc. Fast zombies, yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I think it is just a personal preference for some. I really don't think they care whether it's infection or, you know, it's a dead, stiff body or such. Because if you break it down in that rationale, it'd be so stiff, it's just not going to move as a zombie. I'm fine with that. Like, the infection zombies are fast, and the dead zombies, you know, all the way dead, are the slow moving. Yeah, I like that. I'm fine with that. Aaron KM. The Walking Dead is going to have a time jump in Season 9. Morgan's going to Fear the Walking Dead. They are doing a time jump. Will Fear jump The Walking Dead Season 9 time or end Season 8 time, or will Fear jump to current The Walking Dead time? You just confused the fuck out of me, but I read that fast. I don't want to reread that again because I feel like it is simple right now. Fear's jumping ahead to after The Walking Dead Season 8. I don't know if it's going to jump ahead to The Walking Dead New Beginning after its timeline. I feel like, no, that's too much of a rush. Imagine ending with Fear being 2 years behind The Walking Dead and then picking up out of nowhere, and Fear the Walking Dead is, you know, caught right up to it. No, I think Fear the Walking Dead, we're going to follow Morgan right from All Out War to Fear the Walking Dead. I don't think we're going to be skipping more time than that. I very doubt this, but what if it was not Carl in the grave and Morgan, since he is going to Fear? No, Morgan's going to be alive after the events, so he can't die. Do you think that Michonne could potentially be the one to put Carl down? It's possible. They developed such a close bond over the years. I feel like it would make sense. I think it's possible. It's possible, definitely. Ronnie, what do you think of all the Norman Reedus controversy about his displeasure with Carl's death? Will there be repercussions or the axe? I think those are headlines and clickbait. I read that article, and his, you know, what Daryl Dixon said, it's not bad at all. A lot of people are like, oh my God, he went after them and he was threatening them and all this. Like, it is everywhere you look on social media about what Daryl Dixon said. And it's not true. He just said he was like extremely disappointed and saddened, and he went on about losing his cast. And he did say things like, if you get rid of all the old cast, he's not happy with it as a decision for it sucking in a way. Not like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever for the show. He was talking from a position of, oh, this does suck, but he's also hinting that if they're going in a direction where they're going to make this a different show, and guys, hint, they're making Gimple the chief content officer, a different show if they're getting rid of the old cast. Gimple planning for the plan B, a completely new The Walking Dead, either cast or a new show altogether. It is coming. It might not come for 3 or 4 years, but it is coming. They probably already have it in the works now, you know, not filming, but the idea wise, you know, the development. Sizzle says, do you think Oceanside will play a bigger part in the war than the trash people? Nah, I think they'll probably play equal roles. Alyssa Jet, well, if that's the case as to how many words actors say and their pay, no wonder we are just getting face shots and no one says anything on the show. Laugh out loud. Yeah, well, let me clarify. I know you're just, you know, I know you're just cracking a joke, but let me clarify. That's for bringing on someone new. Like, if you have someone who's a regular and they're on the show, that's totally different. You have contracts and pay and yada yada yada. But when they bring someone on a show, let's say they brought Eduardo, plays Peter Zimmerman, plays Eduardo on The Walking Dead. Let's say they brought, me and him were having coffee and they go, oh, Eduardo, get back to film. Bring that, you know, bring your retarded friend with you. We need somebody. Someone got the flu or food poison. He's shitting his brains out. So me and Peter Zimmerman show up. He's playing Eduardo. And then I'm not saying anything in this one scene for this one day. Then by contract, it's like, okay, here's your $800. You were here so many hours, da da da. And then the next day, they were like, oh, you know, he has a line. And then it's not $900. It's like $1,100 for the day or whatever. Now, remember, those are not exact numbers, but that's how it is. But if they were like, oh my God, you were a better actor than Melissa McBride, which is impossible. I just want to say that right now. She's fabulous. But let's just say Ronnie, we want you to be the new Carol. You were freaking amazing. And your charisma with Norman Reedus is outstanding. We're going to hire you. Now it's different. You know what I mean? So it's just stages of it. So I should correct that. But again, I know you're making a joke. Do you think, where are we at? Where are we at? Maybe we'll get a twist in the story, or Carl will be immune to the virus and he'll live. No, we're not going to get that. Ronnie, love the content. Any plans on releasing more Outlast walkthroughs? Yes, once we get the ball rolling, that should all be coming out. You know, I would like to mix it up with having a steady little stream of the Fortnite that I've been building up, and then pop the Outlast in, and those are done live with you guys. And then pop in The Last of Us, sprinkle in a little Friday the 13th. And then the new one, when that new game comes out, Days Gone By. No, that's The Walking Dead. Days Gone, some shit like that. Maybe we'll do that for a full week. See how that is. No, I don't watch Better Call Saul. I am watching it still. I just don't watch it live, episode by episode. Charmander says, does The Walking Dead air in every country? I think most countries, sure. You know, how's it going, Ronnie? Sorry I didn't accept your Fortnite invite earlier. You play Friday the 13th. Yeah, that's Juliet is. I unlocked all the characters. There's this tier system they got, and you can unlock the girl with glitter and her pads light up. So my daughter plays on that account because I unlocked all the characters. So if you guys get invites, you're going to be playing with Juliet, chances are. We are working on something where we're going to bring in subscribers to play with me and other members of the Mapp family on the channel. We're working on something like that. So I know the original idea, Mapp members brought it up as a Patreon thing, but I feel like a dick being like, you want to play a video game with me? Pay me, bitch. You know, I don't like that at all. So we're going to try to do it outside of Patreon. Mega Dr. Dre, love your vids. What's your issue with season? What's your issue with season? You mean this season or season 3? I know I did bring up season 3 wasn't a favorite of mine. I don't know if you mean this season or last issue, season 3, but real quickly, season 3, just the Andrea stuff was a huge turnoff. Some of the governor stuff, I think it was a little bit of a drag. And this season, though, my issue, some stuff is just unnecessary. Some stuff seems like it's filler. Structure is a problem, absolutely. The budget, I feel like we got what we got because of the budget, and there's not enough budget to handle the story they need to be telling right now. And I don't know. There's just far too much little things that we would cover now. I really wish I knew if you were talking about this season or season 3. Do you think... Put another comment in. I'm going to try to look for your comment. Ronnie, love the content. Any plans on... Oh, we already did that. Let's scroll down here. Oh my god, I lost it. Where are we at here? How about the disappearing, reappearing zombies? Not cool. Yeah. Is anyone else still stuck on the whole PPP thing? Oh man, I forgot about that shit. Oh god, I think maybe they did too. Like, maybe the fans will stop talking about it. Ronnie, do you think Andrew Lincoln was born to play Rick Grimes? Because I think he is. Every time I see him in a movie, I always see him as Rick, like I see Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. I know what you mean. There's some characters that play something for so long, that's all I see, but it matters on the role, you know. If they bring in Andrew Lincoln and he's, you know, dressed like Rick Grimes, he looks with the beard, the hair, and he's even got the button down, I will see Rick Grimes. But if you put him in, you know, long greasy hair and he's playing a homeless guy, I'm not going to see Rick Grimes. Obviously, I'm going to see Rick Grimes because I'm such a huge fan of The Walking Dead. I'm going to be like, yeah, that's Rick Grimes. But it's not going to break my immersion from, you know, what I'm watching. But I do believe he was born to play Rick Grimes. He is an amazing Rick. Do you think you will ever do a review for Beta or Dwight figures? Probably not. Dwight figure. Well, Dwight's an older one. I don't think we were reviewing them with Dwight, but the Beta is a newer one. Probably not. Not unless they get sent in from the company or a Mapp member wants us to review it and they send one in to review. We're falling back from reviewing stuff. We just can't buy it all. It just wouldn't work, especially with the ad revenue taking a hit. You don't. Yeah, it's just not going to happen. Did anyone else see Katie's interview with Carrie Payton, King Zeke? No, but I definitely want to check it out now that I know about it. I admit I'm still wondering. So you guys, I think I am getting sick. So you guys who don't know, I'm going to butcher her last name, but someone put it down there. Isn't she like Irish or something? Katie does The Walking Dead. Just search Katie The Walking Dead, and JMC Clinton said she did an interview with Carrie Payton, King Ezekiel. Go check that out. Show a fellow Walking Dead YouTuber some love. You should join us tomorrow night on Dead Guys Talking. I would love to, but I just can't. I would like to shoot for a few weeks. I don't even want to say anything because I've had this happen where I'm like, oh, we'll do something, and then I just can't do it. And then people are like, oh, you said next week. Jeez. I might open up a collab email just so I can stay a little more organized on people that we were collabing with. Days Gone looks so hype. Yeah. Have you renewed Andrew Lincoln's contract? Yeah, I think they've renewed it. You know, they already announced season 9. I think they No, they did renew it. They announced it last year. Him, Daryl, and Carl, I believe, wait, Ronnie, do you find Sarah Wayne Callies attractive? Lori, yeah, sure, she's pretty. Jake, Ronnie's current topic, thanks. If you haven't, definitely will. Days Gone is fire. Can you dumpster dive for us one more time? Maybe. Nice vape. Ronnie, do you think Daryl will take over Carl's storyline? No. Maybe rescue a girl from the Whispers? No. I think he's going to take some. I think a lot of different people are going to take some. But I don't think it'll just be Daryl. While Walani here said she saw the interview and liked it. Or saw her interview. Ronnie, Attack on Titans, man. Go watch it. English. I'm going to try. I'll try. I can't do it right now, but I'm not big on anime or manga and it's like the art style, the sounds. When I was little, I could watch Voltron. That's as close as it gets. I'm not big on cartoons. Like I don't watch Rick and Morty. Like that's the big thing cartoon-wise nowadays. I'm not real big on it. Epic Vids 8 with a $5 super chat. Do you think if Simon was the one who killed all the Oceanside, he could possibly kill another entire group like the Junkyard Group? I think it's possible, sure. I do love the idea that Simon is responsible for the Oceanside group. I love that idea. I think it fits perfectly. And then Unga Warrior says, well, my questions aren't getting answered by. Goodbye. Yeah, this frustrates me. We put the chat on here so people can see it. And if you notice your questions are going by, I'm even showing you where my cursor is. Yeah, I don't know. Just put it again. Just retype the question. If you would have put your question right here, like say this, well, my questions aren't getting answered by, and then just space, I asked, yada, yada, yada. I would have read it right now. We landed on you right now. But you left. What do you think the next spinoff will be about? Maybe a Here's Negan limited series. No, they're gonna want something with legs. They don't want something that's going to be gone. They could do a spin-off, not a spin-off. They could do a little mini thing, but I think they'll just backstory his shit. You know, they want something with legs where they can bring in a new group. You know, connect it in some way, don't connect it in some way, and they want it to last a few seasons. If they're gonna continue with a TV show, you know. AMC could have something else up their sleeve. They might want to make a spin-off movie with it. We don't know. They might want to make a spin-off, you know, TV universe, not movie universe, you know, like a whole movie universe, but have it connected, but follow a different group. We don't know. It could be a game. It could be anything, but it's going to be something. Wait, Ronnie, favorite pair of shoes if you have one? I could care less about shoes. I buy whatever's cheap and whatever's comfortable when I throw them on at the store. Ronnie, are you excited for Infinity War? Not really. And I'm not excited. I'm interested, but I'm probably not going to run out and see it first day. Maybe the first week or two. Probably about 2 weeks. I'm not big on Marvel movies. I enjoy them, but I just think there's no real tension. Like, I'm not going into that worried anyone's going to get hurt, you know, for real, or they're going to beat the bad guy quickly, easily, and I don't know. It's cookie cutter for me. But I understand why people like it. I do understand. I liked Civil War. I thought it was really entertaining. I want to make that clear. Wait, what type of characters would grip the audience in Fear the Walking Dead? I don't know. Interesting ones? Dude, guys. Do you want them in a box or out of the box, like with the McFarlane toys where they have cardboard pictures in front? Or oh, geez, I don't want to give you more work to do. Whatever you do as far as the, whatever you do as far as making Doomsday Kingdom figs, you know, do whatever. Surprise me. Surprise me. If it turns out great and you want to send it in, I would love to review it on the channel or put it on that shelf right there. Have I watched Vikings? I've seen bits and pieces. My grandfather likes that show. If a human bites a walker, will the walker turn into a human? Absolutely. All right, we got $2 super chats. Let me check it out here. $2. Where we at? Season 3. Laugh out loud. Freaking typo. Okay, Mega Dr. Dre. And thank you very much, Mark Scott, for letting me know about that. It doesn't show the $2 super chats for some reason. I don't know. That's dumb. But anyway, Mega Dr. Dre says Season 3. Mainly the stuff they do with Andrea's character. I really like what they do with Laurie's death and how that happens a lot. And then when they turn around and do the scene where Rick loses his mind and then comes back around, loses his mind, I feel like that's them not knowing what to do with the fucking story. They don't know what to do with Rick in there. They just simply don't know. Or they're under pressure and they can't think of anything because what they think of is it's too much for that little bit of time. They need to make him broken. How do we do that? And I think it fails. And when he comes in, especially perfect example, Tyrese and them going to the prison, then going to the governor, then back to the prison to war, and then staying at the prison or just the back and forth, I felt was unnecessary, you know? Lots of that. Dialogue was an issue. I know we get a lot of the poetic dialogue now, but the dialogue felt uninspired in a lot of chunks. We are gonna take a deeper look because I feel like I need to explain some of that more. And there's a lot more too. I just forget about. And then when I watch it, I'm like, ooh, yeah, see, stuff like this. Like characters doing things not because they're real characters, how they should be acting, but because they're fulfilling what was written in the script. Perfect example, and this is all throughout season 3, unfortunately. Andrea, she doesn't rush to get out of the chair. If that character was real, you know, real Andrea would try to get out of the chair. Instead, she stops. And it's a meme. Fans make fun of it. She stops for long periods of time, not trying to get the pliers to get herself out. She stops and like bullshits. It's just, and that's not her being an authentic character. That's her doing what the script wanted and what the director wanted when they filmed it. Like, okay, stop and give us this look of fear. And no, the director should just go, okay, keep trying to get the thing, but be very afraid, you know? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you know what? We also got, thank you very much, Dr. Mega Dre, for, did I do that right? Mega Dr. Dre for super chatting back to correct the typo. I appreciate that. But yeah, maybe we'll do a deeper dive on season 3, so that way you get a clearer understanding. Epic Vids 8, we already covered that one. Yeah, we already covered that too. Alright, so I think we're caught up now with the super chats. We're going to be ending soon, so let me try to bang out some of these questions. Hirani, could The Walking Dead be turned into a movie using most of the original cast? No. There's just no purpose for that. I mean, what would you do? Film the same stuff over again? We've already seen it once. Or do you mean, yeah, no, you said original cast. No, that just wouldn't work. Kane Knight. Hey Ronnie, any chance Carl sees a vision of Lori at some point before he dies, similar to when Rick had visions of her back in prison? Could be a really cool moment. They might do some type of, you know, hallucination. It wouldn't be that big of a stretch. I could see them doing something. Ethan Williams, what do you think contracts are now for the main cast since season 9 is ago? Oh, more money. I think that's it, simply. They pay the main characters more money, and then whatever other, you know, small things, not small things, but, you know, whatever other shit would be in the contracts. Why the hell can't I say that name? Charmel Leon. I keep wanting to say Leon. That's a kick-ass assassin movie. Why do all DC movies get horrible reviews? Legit, or is there a conspiracy? I think most DC movies suck. I mean, I think that honestly that's why they get legit. And this is coming from someone who doesn't even like Marvel either, so you can't say I'm a Marvel fanboy. DC would probably be some of my favorite character-wise to see in the movies. I think I get the most excited for, but Batman vs. Superman sucked. You never should have did Batman vs. Superman and Doomsday in one movie. No. You do Batman vs. Superman, and then you do Doomsday in the next one. And then you kill them off. Then you bring them back in a solo movie, just bringing back Superman and dealing with that. And then you do Justice League movie. Incorporate Justice League in there. You know, it's in there, but you're not called Justice League, and you don't focus on the Justice League until that point. Here's another one. You got the Martha shit, right? Like, and my brain hurts that they didn't think of this. You got Batman, you know, why'd you say that name? because Superman's mother is in danger. They're in a city, right? Batman is Batman because his family was murdered. His mother gunned down in the city street. And her name's Martha. Batman went through all this shit, put Superman through all this shit, and is about to kill Superman because he's powerful. And now he's going to save Martha. Why didn't they have a scene where Martha does something, kick a goon in the nuts for all I care, and she's running down the alleyway? Lex Luthor's guys are gonna gun her down in an alleyway. It's freaking Martha. And then Batman, you know, I don't know, it's a fucking perfect thing. It was taken out. You could have had some epic moment there where it's like Superman's mother, Martha, is about to be gunned down in an alleyway. Not the same alleyway, but just a alleyway. You didn't show his backstory, so this is something where you get a moment where Martha's going to get killed, and it's kind of like that, some kind of poetic, what's the word I'm looking for? But you have some triumphant shit music even swell up, and he saves the day right in that alleyway. I don't know why they didn't incorporate some little thing like that if they were going to take the Martha route. Anyway, long story short, I lost interest in explaining that halfway through, I'll be honest, but I wanted to get that opinion out. That's how much I get frustrated with the DC movies. Justice League sucked. Suicide Squad was, my God. You know they screw up Joker when halfway through it I'm like, okay, hold on, Julia, close your eyes. I think Joker's about to go gay as fuck for a moment with this other dude here. I thought he was going to suck face with him. I don't care if they make a gay Joker. I'll be honest with you. I don't give a fuck. You know, if Heath Ledger's Joker, was gay, I wouldn't give a fuck. That was a cool-ass Joker. In this one, it was like, I don't know what the fuck this Joker's doing. Like, this is some weird shit. Just strange. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Not one bit. All right. Anyway. What am I doing here? Anyway. Hey, shout out my channel. No. Gaming with Alex says that. I don't shout out channels if people ask. 2 reasons. 1, we'll get 50 comments asking for shout outs. And 2, I don't know if I want to shout out your channel. I don't know if, what if someone says shout out my channel, but you're a racist? What if someone says shout out my channel, but you have shit content? I'll take a look at your content, and if it impresses me, I'll shout you out. How's that? But everyone, there you go. Will the new showrunner involve snow to freshen up the show? Probably not. That would be the bomb, though. Sorry to keep sending you my, you missed my $2 super chat. Oh, let me take a look. Let's see here. Charmander. I have evolved into Charmeleon. I don't know what the hell that is. Charmeleon. Is that a real thing? Why do I feel like I should be able to... I feel like that's a different word and I'm pronouncing it way wrong. Mega Dr. Dre. How do you feel about the ending of Star Wars 8? Do you believe Luke Skywalker had more story left? Yes, I hated that. Yeah, I hated that. Thank you very much for the $10 super chat. Appreciate that. Yeah, we should have got... My biggest flaw with Star Wars is they didn't go in there and say, hey, let's transition out of the old characters and go into the new characters and prop them up in a beautiful transition. They said, hey, we want to make a shitload of money off this Star Wars. Let's bring in the old characters because we have to, because this is 7, 8, and 9, and let's just do something with their character, with their storyline, but then let's go this direction. I think they failed miserably, and it was a terrible bullshit, ass fuckery of a movie. I will say there are scenes, like there's moments of acting that are really good. There's scenes that are really good. There's CGI in it that's really good. There's parts in Star Wars that are in The Last Jedi that are visually fucking amazing. Absolutely. It's the story and how weak and pathetic the story is that turns me off of the movie completely. As a movie and as a Star Wars movie, I just think it's a pile of shit. And I think my brother's right. My brother was saying, Mark Hamill knew. He fundamentally disagreed with everything they were doing with Luke. And I think actors should go with directors usually. Andrew Lincoln, I love him to death, but he had a bad idea once about Rick, and I forget what it was, but it was a terrible idea. As a fan, I hated the idea, and they listened to him, and they were like, okay, whatever. And then I was glad they didn't do it. I think it was like Beth had a crush on him or something, and I was like, oh my god, they never should have went that direction. I hate that idea. And there was like some stuff going on there. I'm glad, you know, actors follow the lead, but I think Mark Hamill should have said, I'm not doing this. No, I'm not. He should have risked it all. Because no one's going to, you're not going to fire him off playing a joke, or I don't know. I think Mark Hamill should have said no. Just put his foot down. Do you think the scenery of the show has gotten dull now? Yeah, it's gotten a bit dull. How does The Walking Dead avoid death traps of long-running shows? Salary, budget issues, disagreements, stale storylines, lawsuits, scandals, turnovers, etc. Deja vu. He asked one hell of a long one at the end of the live stream. We'll just buzz through this super quick because some of it I would have to... I obviously can't give the answer off the top of my head. Some of these you would have to look at and, you know, figure out the problems and solutions. How does The Walking Dead avoid death traps of long-running shows like the salary, budget issues? First off, if you just simply look at if they're making, you know, let's say they make $300 million, I'm sorry, $600 million in profit in 1 year. I'm picking a random number, right? Let's say they make that. 600 million in profit, all right? Profit, meaning, let's say that goes into, it goes, well, no, now you got to break it down. Take $10 million out of that 600 million, put it back in the show. Simple, done. People are still getting rich, and the show now has a bigger budget. That's simply put. That's not like that is people taking more money than they really need. You're already rich as fuck. You live better than most people live. Instead of taking, you know, $5 million, take $4 million. Instead of taking, you know, I don't know. I can't say it any different way, but because I don't know who gets paid out of what percentage-wise, and I don't know the money, but I do know they rake in a fuck ton, you know, and they could put some back into the budget. As far as disagreements, it depends on what disagreements there are. Stale storylines, that's an easy one. Just don't make them stale. I mean, holy fuck. Anyway, perfect example here real quick. Fear the Walking Dead had that moment with Alicia and the old lady, and she was on the ground. Remember, the air was going out. Alicia, that's a stale scene. A lot of people loved it. I hated it. Stale scene. They should have had her dragging the girl, trying to protect her as people were waking up as zombies, and then trying to eat the girl. She's trying to fight him off, runs out of ammo or whatever. Like, that is how you rack up the tension on a stale scene. Do shit like that. Polishes like that all throughout the scripts, and you'll be better for it. Lawsuits, you can't avoid that. I mean, you can't really stop people from suing you. Scandals, you can't avoid those. And it all depends on what you do in turnover, etc. Yeah, a lot of that, you need the finer details in order to solve them. What pissed you off most about The Sopranos ending? They didn't give us one. That's what pissed me off the most. They didn't give us one. And I watch TV to see what other people create, not to make my own ending. It's such a cop-out. You know what that is? That is not being confident or competent enough to create an ending you are satisfied with, or you're so afraid of what the audience is going to do, you don't do an ending because it's edgy as shit at the time. Bullshit. You failed. You couldn't end a story. Plus, they wanted to make a Hollywood movie about it afterwards. I think not ending a show or movie is an absolute failure, and you should be thrown or run out of Hollywood. We put you in that position to entertain us, not to entertain us and then cut to black. Fuck out of here before you can finish us off. Fuck out of here. Wankstain says, Ronnie, do you think ending the show with an original season would be a good idea? Something that deviates completely from the comics in order to end? I do think it's going to have to deviate from the comics in order to end the show. Half a season, whole season, part of a season, I think it has to deviate in some way. Go Mets. What other things can The Walking Dead explore story-wise that the show or comic hasn't done yet? Here's where I will disagree. No. We're making the comic into a show, or they are. So stop trying to switch that, you know? Bring the comic to life on screen. I do think you can remix the stuff, but don't go out of your way to make it completely different where now you have to explore storylines that they haven't done yet. As far as adding the freshness of the TV show, yes, take stuff they haven't done yet and remix it into the storyline on the show. I'm all for that. That's awesome. As far as other things, it would be, and it's not even stuff they haven't done yet. Snow, they did that in the comic. Put that in the show. That right there, that landscape, the atmosphere alone is such a huge change. So excited what's in the mail. Can't wait till issues 2 and 3. Oh, your Doomsday Kingdom's in the mail. Charmelmion. That's what I'm gonna call you. Charmelmion. Melmion. I gotta keep peeking over here to make sure. Charmeleon. Mega Dr. Dre gave a $2 super chat correcting Charmeleon. So that's what we're gonna do. Charmeleon. Yeah, that works. What do we got? If The Walking Dead doubled the budget, would you increase the ratings enough to make money more, in your opinion? Wait, if The Walking Dead doubled its budget, would that increase the ratings enough to make more money, in your opinion? They would have to do a little more with storyline wise, but put it this way: if The Walking Dead not even doubled its budget, but gave yeah, okay, fuck it, doubled its budget, but I'm saying a little less than double. I don't think you need double. Let's say boom, you double the budget. You have a story though. The story is very important. You got to correct some of the problems that the fans have with it. Let's say they correct all that. I do believe that you will have the 15, 17 million people watching. And again, it's not because they hate the show and they're gone. Some do and they left. But right now, this is how society works, especially on the internet. And that's a huge portion of your fan base. If something's hot, they want to indulge in it right now. Once it cools off, I'll watch it next week. I'll watch it next month. There's a fuckload of casual fans, viewers, casual fans that watch it, but they only watch it live when it's hot. They'll watch it right there when everyone's talking about it. And that's how shit happens. And it hurts my brain that Hollywood doesn't recognize this. Maybe they do, and they just don't give a shit, or they don't believe in it, or I don't know. But think about it. Stranger Things become huge on Netflix. Why? Because it was hot. People enjoyed it. They went and talked about it. Word of mouth. It blew up everywhere. It was just nuts. Again, season 2 drops. You get the same thing. When the seasons are coming out, right before they're coming out, you get that fire. It is hot. Walking Dead, it needs that fire again. And I do think it could increase the money it's making. It can increase the profits. Because, peep this. Not only are you increasing the profits because more people are watching and you can up how much you charge for the commercial breaks, but now you're getting the collectors more interested, you're getting the fans more interested, and they're buying the t-shirts, they're buying the this and that, they're buying the toys and the figures and the walking the socks and all that other shit. When it cools off, they're not as eager to buy the merchandise as it was when it was hot, So I do think it could double its money. Absolutely. By doubling its budget and making the story interesting enough. Increase the budget. Reinvesting is a good project. It's a smart investment if AMC was smart. But if you look at the money that they take in as profit, it's massive. If you look at the Frank Darabont lawsuit, it's like he's suing for $280 million saying that they made a fuckload, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but it is like, let's say, it's like $2 billion, right? That's what they made. If you look at it, no, let's just say it's if he's suing for $280 million, I could have sworn it was like $2 billion or $1 billion. Now I think I might be mixing it up with something else, but let's just say it's $1 billion, and it's costing you, what did they say, $30 million per season to make it or some shit like that. They're doing what, 3 million an episode, 10 episodes. So let's say they're spending 100 million a season to make it. These numbers are all wrong. I don't know why I'm even using them. But just look at that. 1 billion and then 100 million. It's like, fuck. They could add more. I don't even think it's 100 million, to be honest. When are you going to stream again? Next Sunday for The Walking Dead, but hopefully next week sometime we'll start doing the Outlast streams again. Oh, get some sleep, Rob. I gotta get going anyway. I'm running past my bedtime as well. I gotta get some things done. Ronnie, The Sopranos had a real ending. Look it up on YouTube. No, I was watching on HBO, and the screen went black. If they posted a real ending afterwards, fuck them. That's not a real ending. It didn't air live, you know? I didn't get the full experience live. I don't know. But I'll look it up. See what you're talking about. Gotta go. Ronnie, wish I could hang out. My phone's gonna die. I've been in a talk with Alicia, the old lady. The talk was great, but you're right about the end. Okay, has see the Star Wars movie yet? Spoilers. Oh, yeah. No, we won't. Poor Ronnie has no clue there's a verbal war going on in the chat. Oh, nice. There's war. I don't even see any of it. You guys can see what I'm looking at on the screen. Do you think The Walking Dead would be much better if it was on HBO type platform with longer uninterrupted episodes and a bigger budget? Sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah. You're telling me we get more budget, we get no commercials. Yeah. Obviously, that sounds better. It matters, though, about the creative team behind it, though. If you put it on HBO and you have somebody who's a terrible, they don't even like zombie movies, but they're like, yeah, they're fun, I guess. And if a friend of a friend puts them in that position to make it, they're like, oh, because that's how Hollywood is. It's friends of friends and family. And even with the budget, it's still going to suck if the person's not the right person for the job. Lang Stain, do guys, well said. Okay. Yeah, Mark Hamill's such a cool guy. Seems like it. Why didn't they go to comic book route? I don't know. I wanted them to do more. Excuse me. I wanted them to do more. Spin. Ronnie Jones, someone uploaded issue 1 of Doomsday Kingdom on YouTube. Oh, nice. Yeah, we'll have it taken down. It's no biggie. We're uploading that ourselves anyway. It's not like, it's not like we're uploading it to, here, read the comic. We're uploading it as part of the commentary. So you will see most of it, if not all of it, but you'll have to watch the whole commentary video to get through it. Wait, Charmeleon, you didn't read my whole super chat, but oh well, I really wish you had. I read your whole super chat. What are you talking about? I read your whole question. Ronnie Hayes, are you Irish? No. Yes, right. Season 3, Beth was being built to be a fatal attraction with Rick. Did you ever notice that? I never noticed that, but I don't think they had a real ending, dude, but it could be wrong. I never heard of a real ending. Carl's death was a corporate move, not a storytelling one. They turned Carl into a plot device to let Negan live. It's convoluted and fucking dumb. Yeah, we gotta get going. It appears fans are still, well, hey, you know what? We didn't even get a lot of hate. I think a lot of fans, it does feel like fans are just accepted it but still annoyed, stream after stream, some people doubted to Julia. Wait, right, some of these people need to block him for good. It's hard, Mr. Midnight, to keep up with the dun-dun-dun, and I don't want to be no, Charmeleon, I already read your comment, you know what I mean? I already read it. I'm not rereading it. And yeah, I don't know. I want people to still have fun at the same time. I don't want to go too overboard with blocking people, but yeah, if people are going to just be problematic, then we'll start axing them. I just hate doing that. It's like, just hang out with us, dude. Stop being such a douchebag. Do you enjoy GOT more than The Walking Dead because of the budget? No. No. I don't know. It might be because listen, here's a perfect example. First off, zombie genre anything, it has a leg up. It's my all-time favorite genre. It's hard for anything to beat that. And I'm not even talking objectively what's a better show or what's a better movie. You might take this masterpiece movie and I will watch, something that I just simply enjoy more, like The Thing. I mean, I always enjoy that, or Bone Tomahawk, or any zombie thing. It could be a classic zombie thing. But when it comes to Game of Thrones, I'm watching it, I'm enjoying it. But then if you said, did you like it more because of the budget? Well, the story they gave us, if you took the budget away, they wouldn't have been able to do that. The Battle of the Bastards. Let's say they took that budget away for that episode, or they cut the budget in half or in thirds. I heard that battle was supposed to be even bigger. I really enjoyed that battle a lot. Let's say they didn't have the budget for that. Excuse me. They wouldn't be able to do that. They'd have to do something different, something smaller. What if that wasn't interesting and I didn't enjoy that? Now apply that to the whole season of Game of Thrones. Now, I loved the season before. Now, I don't, because without the budget, restricting the budget, you can't tell the story you wanted to tell. So now I don't enjoy it as much. It's just like, it's okay, With The Walking Dead, I feel the same way. I feel like we would be getting a different story, possibly a better story, if we had a bigger budget. We don't know what the budget is, but all we know from the past, what it most likely is a lot lower than it should be, especially for the amount of money they were making. The Walking Dead almost single-handedly made AMC what it is. AMC was running old movies before, and then it wanted to make its own content. Mad Men, Breaking Bad, sure. They brought in, a few million people, absolutely. Let's say 5 or 6 million people were coming in. And then The Walking Dead made AMC a household name more so than they were. Before it was like AMC, oh, that's just a channel with old movies. And now it's like AMC creates shit. They are someone to be reckoned with as far as, or someone to look to for entertainment. They did that. So why wouldn't you funnel some of the money into that to make it even better, even greater, even grander? I don't know. Ronnie, do you think Morgan in Fear the Walking Dead is a good idea for his storyline? No. I think it's forced. I'm going to watch to support, though, and maybe they will prove me wrong, and I'll love it. I don't know. Am I sad that Carl's going to die? I wouldn't say sad, no. Ronnie, are you, any horror films you recommend? Bone Tomahawk, that's like a Western horror, absolutely. The Thing. Probably no newer ones. I don't really know if any newer ones are even scary enough to recommend. Playing worst case scenario here, do you think Morgan's obvious fate in season 8 and subsequent leaving for Fear could be the first big nail in the coffin for the show? No. I think the first big nail was the cliffhanger. The dreaded season 6 cliffhanger. That's what a lot of people go to. I constantly hear this, and it never stops. Like, I hear people talking about favorite characters being killed off, and then they're still keeping up with the show. But one thing I hear nonstop is that cliffhanger. Something changed, something happened. It wasn't like, here's a great, you're enjoying this great thing, and then boom, we left you off on a cliffhanger. Like, cliffhangers are great. I love them. They're necessary. They are sometimes amazing. Cliffhangers are some of my favorite moments in the comic, when you get to that last page, that cliffhanger. In seasons of TV shows where episode cliffhangers and season cliffhangers, when done right, they are fan-friggin-tastic. But this one was like, you're going to watch this scene, but the death is DLC, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Come back next time to watch what actually happens to finish it. That's what it felt like. It felt like, here's this game you just bought. Oh, you want your character for the game? You got to pay him, or you got to play it next month when the real version comes out. And it's like, what? A lot of the fans, a lot of them, from what I read, it could be totally wrong. It could be like the small, the minority being loud. But from what I read, that's when a lot of fans went, it's no longer about interesting story. It's only about them and money. And it affected their enjoyment. And when it affected their enjoyment, they stopped taking Walking Dead seriously. They stopped taking AMC seriously. And they stopped watching, you know, when it's live, when it's hot. They stopped buying merch. They stopped being a part of the fan base, the active fan base. They stopped searching. They stopped talking, discussing, stopped talking with their friends about it. And not even stopped all the way. They cooled off is the best way to put it. I hear that a lot. I see it in comments a lot. And it's every now and then, but it's always around and it's consistent. We're in season 8 now. And this has been since the end of season 6. And it's always coming up. It's always floating around. I'm going to read the super chats because we got to get going. But yeah, that's just something that, let me read this one. Godzilla 2472, Ronnie, have you seen Peaky Blinders or Frontier? If not, you should check them out. I just put them on my watch list on Netflix. Thanks, Godzilla, for the super chat. Mega Dr. Dre, should Negan die by the end of this season? I don't think so. He destroying the show? Comic Negan is better in my opinion. I don't think he's destroying the show, but I do think it's the structure that they're applying to Negan and the Saviors and the communities. I think that's what's hurting the show a lot. Before they could focus on, you know, this community at the very most, and even then the structure was problematic in season 3, Woodbury and shit like that. Even the structure to some degree, I think it worked best with the governor in season 4. I think that worked the best. Show what they did after a time skip. Go to the governor, stick with him a while, come back to the group. I think that worked really well. But it started to fall apart a little bit when we followed the group on the road. I think that is when they started overdoing it structure-wise as far as the split episodes, and it wasn't blended. And it started going downhill each season, you know? And I think that's what we're at a place now where it is the structure, all the different communities, and the structure is hurting the show and the storytelling the most. Structure and budget. Low key. Wait, hold on. I think we missed super chat. Low key, no pressure with a $5 super chat. Hey Ronnie, you should make a video about the process of writing a comic or just like writing tips in general. We already started. We have 2 older videos and we have more coming. We have the behind the scenes for the Doomsday Kingdom. This is all stuff that's going to be flowing out once we get to the daily uploads. We're going to have, and you'll see, and I want to keep it random. That's one thing, not random, but I want to keep a lot of variety. I don't want to just do The Walking Dead. I don't want to just do gaming. You're going to see a little behind the scenes, 3-minute video one day of the Doomsday Kingdom project. You'll get a how-to writing. You'll get an analyze video. You'll get the Mapp gaming. But like I said, in maybe 3 or 4 months, we should be consistently doing it and on schedule. So it's going to be a slow start, but we're going to do it. By March, I'm hoping. I'm aiming for the end of March. We're on a roll, and we're constantly doing it. What do we got? Godzilla, Ronnie, Godzilla 2472. Will you do a review? Thoughts of them on your phone? Peaky Blinders and stuff? Maybe. Are you guys interested in those? I still got to do that Punisher one. People just might. Oh yeah, the girl wearing glasses. Abbreviate answers. Do quick answers. Yeah, I should try that more. I think we were trying that with the Walking Dead discussions too. Sure. Wait, Green did a movie in the 90s where we saw her get eaten out. Wait, Eva Green? I don't even know who that is. Ronnie, I feel like oh yeah, we already did that. 13 Reasons. The acting was not bad. It was just too depressing for me to try. I don't think I'm gonna be watching 13 Reasons. It just doesn't sound like my thing. Wait. Why do you enjoy zombies more than, let's say, vampires, Wolverines, mummies? I don't know. I think it's the apocalyptic vibe with the zombies and the world falling apart. I love breakdown stories of society. I think that's absolutely great. But I got to get rolling here. I got to get rolling here. I think I hear Juliet waking up and coming to kill me. Protect me. Yeah, I'm gonna go rest up my throat too. Hopefully I'm not getting sick. But listen, thanks everyone for coming out. I've never watched 24. Thanks everyone for coming out. Thank the mods for holding it down. Absolutely appreciate all the support, the super chats, the Patreon. Like I said, it's going to be, for the next few weeks, it's going to be a little rocky as far as the uploads, but we're working towards daily uploads. We're working towards scheduling the uploads so that way you guys can have a schedule, and we are working towards having this being the full-time gig that I'm doing. So it's going to take a few months. Love you guys. Have a good night. Be safe, and I'll see you in a few days.